And welcome back to Cigar Time, your friendly neighborhood show all about premium cigars.
Yes, premium cigars.
Premium cigars. Welcome back. Not other cigars, like domestic cigars or
Drugstore cigars.
drugstore cigars.
Or non-tobacco
Or
cigars.
Wawa cigars. Not those.
By the way, in case you don't know, all of those domestic drugstore type cigars,
Yeah.
if you look at their packaging on the back, it says made of tobacco and non-tobacco products.
Right.
And the non-tobacco product is shredded newspaper with no ink on it. So if you smoke a Dutch, or if you smoke, well, any of them, you're mostly smoking newspaper.
Yeah. But we all knew that, I think. But with no ink, though. I always thought they just took a newspaper.
No, they take blank newsprint, is what the paper's called, and they shred that.
So, how do they do that? Do they take the tobacco products and they like basically pound it into like a paste?
They grind it into a paste.
Yeah, they grind it into okay.
And then they add the paper to that paste.
Right.
And then they extrude it like the way you would extrude, I don't know, Play-Doh. You know, out of a Play-Doh thing?
Yeah.
They just squeeze it out in sheets that are literally over 100 feet long.
Right.
And then they cut those sheets into fixed sizes.
Right.
And they go into the machine that rolls them.
Huh, nice.
No, not nice.
No. It's interesting, I should say.
Yeah.
I remember I had a friend. Well, I still have a friend. He used to work for Middleton.
Oh, behind my house.
Yeah, basically, yeah, in the King of Prussia. And they had machines that made the cigars, and they would make 1.8 million cigars
A day.
a day. But they were, they had a bunch of machines. So, it wasn't just one machine. That's a lot of cigars a day.
Well, yeah, but those kind of cigars, they sell billions of
Oh,
them
yeah.
a year. It's,
Absolutely.
it's not quite in cigarette territory, but it's close to it.
Yeah. So, I wonder I forget what he got for that. I think he got like $2.9 billion for the company, John Middleton. So.
That's not terrible.
No. Well, he has,
Doesn't suck.
No. No wonder he can pay the baseball players when he pays them. But, yeah.
Oh, he owns a team now?
No, he did. Oh, he's owned the team for a long time. He was like,
Right after the sale of the business,
No. Before that, but after the sale of the business, from what I understand,
when he became
he
manager.
became more involved and bought more shares.
What team?
The Phillies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I did not know that.
You know, it's really great when they have a celebration in the locker room.
Now they're all smoking cigars.
I always check to see what they're smoking.
Yeah.
The last time they had a celebration there, they were smoking Padrones and Ashtons.
Well, they sure as hell weren't smoking Middletons.
They were not smoking.
No, they weren't.
They were not. But, they sold the Altria. And then Altria did what they did. They only bought it for, they bought it for the domestic cigars. And then they went out and bought Nat Sherman. So, for the
exotic
cigarettes. For the cigarettes, and then, killed the cigars.
I think Castellanos smokes Mickey Peg cigars.
Does he?
Yeah.
All Saints?
Yeah.
The St. Francis is a phenomenal cigar.
I think it's the best one they make.
It is. It's a tremendous cigar, and we have them in our packs. Some of our packs, not all of them. But the St. Francis is a great cigar from All Saints. So.
But that's not what we're smoking
We are
today.
not. Today we are smoking the My Father Connecticut.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yes.
On the face of it, this cigar shouldn't make any sense at all, since Don Pepin is mostly, or largely, about strength and pepper.
Yes.
And strength and pepper don't typically go along with the Connecticut wrapper,
Not always.
but he's trying to make that work, and
Mhm.
we'll see how well it did work.
Well, what's the name does that? The Flor Dominicana. They do that with the
Well,
2006.
yeah, but those are just strong.
Yeah, they're very strong.
This hopefully has a little bit more going on than that. Just so you know, the blend is Ecuador, Connecticut for the wrapper, Nicaraguan Corojo 99 for the binder, and 2 tobaccos in the filler, Nicaraguan Habano and Nicaraguan Criollo.
That's cool.
For the edification of our audience, explain to them what the 99 means.
Well, different years, not crop years. That's
Right.
not what that's about. It's the year that that particular seed was developed.
Okay.
So, like, the most popular one that they use is Criollo 99.
Do you remember the 98?
Criollo 98 was my favorite Criollo.
It was really good.
And maybe the best tobacco to come out of Honduras.
Yeah.
As good as Corojo was, Honduran Criollo 98 is
It
phenomenal.
was very good. Yeah, yeah. I mean, as good as under tobacco you can get.
And Nicaraguan Criollo 98 is good too.
Yeah. I'm getting a barnyard taste from the pre-light straw.
Yeah, which is nice with a Connecticut.
Yeah. It's interesting. What we'll see.
You know, I consider you really good at determining what part of the pen it came from.
What part of the what?
Well, you said barnyard. Did it come from the cow pen, the pig pen?
Well, hopefully the cows and not the pigs.
Why? I like pigs. You know what you got against pigs? The cleanest animals.
Their leave behinds are awful.
No.
You know,
He has a lot of smut.
I read an article about pig farms, and this really shocked me. You know that pigs poop liquid, and what they do in the pig pens is they have a trench, and all of the liquid goes in there, and they call it ditch liquor. And they feed some of it back to the pigs. Most
So
of
they're
it,
eating their own
yeah,
feces?
and the rest of it goes into these giant pools out on the farm. And when the pools are full, the way they empty them is they take giant water cannons and shoot it thousands of feet in the air and let the wind take it away. And people who live 10 or 15 miles away downwind,
Yeah.
it's a nightmare. They hang their laundry out to dry and bring it back in covered in pig poop. It's really awful.
That's horrible.
I would not want to live there.
No.
No.
Well, at least, live upwind. You don't have to worry about it. That's horrible. Although it's a
Ditch
good
liquor
way,
cannons.
it's a good way to get rid of a body, though.
Yeah, just give it
Throw
to
it
the
in.
pigs.
I was going to say the preferred drop-off point for professional hitmen.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. They
And
eat,
amateurs.
they eat everything. The whole body. Bones, everything. You'll never know it was there.
But domestic pigs are not as aggressively chasing everything to eat as European pigs, which look different.
Yeah. Well, they got the mustaches, the European ones.
Only the Italian ones.
Exactly. That's right.
Right, you remember the pigs in Silence of the Lambs that they brought over from Albania or somewhere
Yeah.
that ate up the guy?
Mm-hmm.
They looked different than regular pigs. Longer snouts.
They look different than U.S. pigs.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that show, Deadwood?
Yeah.
When they used to, whenever they killed somebody, they would give it to the Chinese guy and they would feed him to the pigs.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
This conversation
That's why the roast pork tastes so good in that Chinese.
Yeah, right? Anyway, let's give your first impressions, because I have a first impression when I just looked at this.
I'm getting the barnyard a little bit of hay.
Mm-hmm.
So far, I find it to be maybe a bother. Burning so far pretty good. Lit real easy.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it
Okay.
for now.
Well, you know,
Just
10 cents into it.
Well, you know, there are certain things you expect from any My Father cigar,
Mm-hmm.
and a blast of pepper up front is
Mhm.
one of those things.
Yeah.
And this is not that cigar at all.
I don't know.
I get the grassy hay barnyard kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
and a tiny, tiny bit of creaminess off the wrapper.
That's what I was going to say, but I'm getting a lot more creaminess than you are, I guess. Because that's
I must be talking too much because you're farther into your cigar than I am,
maybe.
and that's a rarer kind.
Yes, it is.
It is. Yeah, I that's the first thing that hit me was, well, other than the barnyard and the hay, like you said, is the creaminess of this cigar.
It
It's
really
mixed
coats
with
your
it.
whole
Yeah,
palate.
absolutely. I haven't had one in a while. I remember when this cigar first came out. It was not good. It was not good. I remember when our sales rep Tom McCormick came in and said, "Well, this is a new cigar. He's trying to get into the Connecticut cigar, market." And I tried it. I'm like, "Oh God, it's awful." And then it never came out.
Well, I guess they agreed,
They guess they agreed because then it came out like 6 or 7 months later,
and it was much
and
better.
it was much better. I'm like, yeah, this is a good cigar.
Maybe it just needs some more aging.
Yeah, and that's happens to a lot of cigars.
Yes.
But yeah, they gave it that extra aging, and it had to have changed it because it's a much better cigar now.
Absolutely. I'm impressed with the smoke production, and
wow.
the burn line is great, and the ash is nice and tight. Why does that sound like a bad joke?
There's nothing like a tight ash.
Yeah,
Nothing like to tell you that's right.
bounce a dime off it. Well,
So I've got some legislation news.
Uh-oh, what is that there?
Nothing local, but Kansas City, Missouri, the city council postponed a vote on flavored tobaccos,
Oh.
complete ban. And
but they postponed the vote.
yeah, they postponed the vote. And then Santa Cruz County, California, voting to ban sales of filtered tobacco products.
Filtered tobacco products,
It's not like cigarettes.
Yeah.
and some drugstore cigars.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
like the genre.
Yeah.
Stuff. Ban it altogether. Like you can't smoke a cigarette in what county?
Santa Clara.
Is it a county or it's
County, Santa Clara, California.
the whole county? You can't smoke a cigarette
Yep.
That
No,
was-
or sell a cigarette.
You can't. It's a ban on the sale of a
Sale.
filtered product, tobacco product.
Okay. So you can buy it in
Somewhere
Orange
else.
County and go to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except in Orange County, you're going to pay a lot more.
A lot more, yeah.
Although Santa Clara County is actually a significant chunk of Silicon Valley. It's the southern end of Silicon Valley.
Well, Silicon Valley is north, isn't it? In California, not northern California, but
North.
north.
And Santa Clara is near there.
Okay. Okay. I don't know a lot about California. I've only been there once, and I was in Santa Monica.
Well, that's nice.
God, it was beautiful. Although I was very, very disappointed in the pier.
Yeah, the pier is not much.
You know, you always hear about, oh, Santa Monica Pier this and Santa Monica Pier that. I'm like, first of all, it's one pier. We're used to, the shore,
Yeah.
down the shore, and there's like millions of piers. And they got this one pier with a Ferris wheel on it, and
It's like the biggest deal in the world.
yeah, I'm like, so?
And a
The
big
beach is nice.
The
and a
beach
big
is very
platform
nice.
at the end for guys to fish off the end of it. That's about it.
Yeah. And I'm like,
Well, you
so it's
know,
a
that's
pier.
that's an international law. if you have any structure, a bridge, a pier, or anything over water,
Mhm.
you're gonna find a couple of old men with fishing rods
Mhm.
standing on the side of it, no matter where in the country you are.
Yep.
Yeah, I was disappointed in the pier. I mean, there were a bunch of stuff on there, but I'm like, okay, you can go to Jersey, you can go to Wildwood and see like better piers than this.
Downtown Santa Monica is cool.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. And the walkway, like when you walk Santa Monica and walk to Venice Beach and all that stuff,
And
it's beautiful.
There's a little hotel, I forget the name of it, along the beach in Santa Monica, where they have outdoor dining looking out over the beach and the
Mhm.
water. It's great.
Yeah, it's really nice, but the problem is it's full of. It's the same thing with France. It's a beautiful place. The problem is the people. They are the fakest people I've ever seen in my life.
In Santa Monica? But go to
In
San
California-
Francisco.
In California in general. It's
Speaking
unbelievable
of France, I
thing.
read something else here in the news
Oh, okay.
about France.
Yeah.
Cigar sales are taking a big nosedive.
Yes, I saw that.
Big nosedive.
In
Yeah.
France?
I glanced the article quickly.
Yeah.
Basically, they're pissed off about the prices.
Oh, because they mostly smoke Cubans there.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't
yeah,
read
I
the
could
article.
imagine that they would be pissed off.
But I did see that on Half Wheel.
Yeah, that's why I'm putting my news up.
Yeah. Yeah, that their sales are going way down. Yeah, yeah. Huh. Interesting.
Well, you can't triple the price of cigars
Right.
overnight and not expect sales to fall off a
Yeah.
lot.
That's why if you go to Europe, you're seeing a lot more of our type cigars, Nicaraguan, Honduran,
Right.
Dominican,
Non-Cuban.
non-Cuban cigars. It used to be, 80-20 Cuban cigars over,
I think it's getting close to
Central Europe,
50-50 now.
yeah, at least 50-50. It could be more the other way.
And that's having an effect on the U.S. market.
Yes, it is,
Because
'cause
a lot of the manufacturers that used to only ship here
Right.
are shipping to Europe
Because
now.
they're getting more money for the cigars.
Sure.
So, I mean, you won't hear this from them, but I think that's where La Flor Dominicana sends most of their cigars. You're not going to hear that from them, though.
Oliva sends a lot there
Oliva,
too.
the one-
Oliva's
Oliva-
been established in Europe for a long time.
But they make a lot of cigars.
Yes,
Oliva does.
not like La Flor.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's why it's hard for us to get a lot of cigars that we want because they're going over there now. So, and I mean, you can't blame the manufacturers. They're getting more money for it.
And it's a growth opportunity.
It is. It absolutely is. But we are the biggest seller or
The
smoker
biggest
of
market.
yeah, biggest smoker of cigars. So I mean, unless you go to China, because China is the biggest. Actually, China's the biggest smoking country in the world. I mean,
Yeah, but
there's
it's
a billion.
mostly cigarettes.
There's a billion people there. So
It's mostly cigarettes.
yeah, they're getting. Into
And they
the
do
cigar
have
now.
their own brand of cigars
Yeah.
that they make in China
Yeah, they're not
called
very
the Great Wall.
good. They're not very good though.
No. But they don't have to be very good, and they don't have to make it here. Because with 1 billion people over there, failing is a huge success.
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. This country that we outsource a lot of our work to doesn't outsource their Tabasco, their cigar products.
Well, China, the country, owns Altadas.
Right?
So,
Well, a Chinese company, but that
well,
means
no,
the
I
Chinese
think the Chinese government, right, owns
Every
Altadas.
company there is the
Yes,
Chinese government.
exactly. So, but yeah. They don't know. They just own the USA portion, don't they? They don't own the Cuban portion because the Cuban government owns that.
Well, Altadas owns 50% of Habanos SA, which is the company that's responsible for all of that in Cuba.
Yeah, but I think they just buy the Altadas USA and not the Altatis, the other one, whichever, SA. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either, but my impression is Habanos USA. I'm sorry, Altavis USA
Right.
is the company that owns 50% of Habanos.
Okay.
Any way you slice it, the Chinese are controlling a significant part of the
Yeah.
cigar market.
Yeah. So. I don't know.
Red Devils.
Yellow. What do you mean?
Whatever. Communist
If we're going to be
Communist
racist,
red.
let's at least get it right.
a communist is a
Communist,
communist.
yeah, it's
Oh,
red.
that kind of thing.
Red, yeah.
Well, then they would be very anxious to buy the Cuban company.
Yeah. That's true. I'm still upset at the Phillies.
Where can you go?
And it's been almost a week. Or it has been a week. John, I don't want to hear from you.
What are you upset about?
I don't want to hear from you. Mets fan. Yeah, Flyers.
Go Flyers.
Go Flyers. What's his name? Their rookie just got 2 goals last night.
Yes, he did.
His first 2 goals. Good for him. He should be a good one.
Aaron Judge was looking good last night.
Was he?
He banged one all the way out of the park with 2 men on.
Oh. Okay. I don't know how he doesn't do that
Every
every at bat. The guy's what, 6'8", what,
He's got
300
shoulders
pounds.
on him, too.
His shoulders are as wide as this table. And when he holds a baseball bat, it looks like he's holding a toothpick because he's so big.
Yeah.
And it looks like he should hit the ball.
And he's got a fast eye.
Yeah. It's I don't know. It looks like he should be better than he is, even though he's phenomenal now.
Yeah.
But you would think he should get a hit every at bat.
You'd expect that.
You would expect it, exactly right. And I wish he was on the Phillies, but that's not going to happen.
I don't think so.
Although we might be able to get Juan Soto, because he's a free agent this year.
That would be a big get.
That would be a really big get. So, we'll see what happens. Free agency is always very interesting. So,
Well, of course, as a native New Yorker, I'm excited about the possibility of a Subway Series.
yeah. How many have there been?
Very few.
His?
I only remember the one in 2000 because before that it was the Brooklyn Dodgers. Before my time.
Mm-hmm. I see. It was the Yankees Mets in 2000?
Yep,
Was it? Who won that?
the Yankees in 5. Who won the NLDS this year?
Shut up.
We'll get you next year.
How are your Jets doing this year?
Football season's over.
Exactly. Exactly.
At least for them.
That's right. And we have no room to talk, though. But at least we're 3-2. As of the taping of this episode. Yeah. So,
You shall see.
we shall see, he's right. I was kind of disappointed in it.
Go Cowboys.
No, stop. Get out.
When you get out, I'm being so facetious here. Keep going the way they're going. Straight down.
Yeah. Oh, they got crushed this past week. Crushed.
No touchdowns.
You know the second biggest baby in the world is a baby blue whale.
Yeah.
And the biggest baby in the world?
Yeah, Cowboys fan.
Cowboys fan. Yeah.
Exactly right. Boy, I hate the Cowboys.
Jerry Jones is doing an interview on the radio the day after the game.
Yeah.
They were asking him questions, what he thought was wrong and all that stuff. And he was getting pretty ticked off. He was like, because I'll fire you guys. And they started chuckling and, I'm asking him another question. He said, no, I'm serious. I'll keep this up and I'll fire you guys.
Really?
Oh yeah, you went off.
Wow.
That sounds pretty pissed.
Yeah, it sounds like a baby. I mean, a very wealthy baby, but still. What are you going It's the Cowboys. So what else is going on? Oh, we were talking earlier about
Owls.
yeah, Barnes in
Yeah,
Keys
so
to go.
we were talking about owls because I have one living near my house.
right,
And it is startling how big they are
right,
and how loud they can be when they make their noise.
right.
But
Like
it's
my
a-
cousin Vinny.
But yes, they sound like that little owl in my cousin Vinny, but it's huge.
Yeah.
They're probably that tall.
It's pretty
The
big.
wingspan is big. And when they glide through the woods at night hunting, they're
Mhm.
absolutely silent. And they just sort of float until they see a rodent.
Mhm.
Which is why at our tobacco barns in Ecuador, we kept barn owls because field mice really like to nest in tobacco leaves. And of course you don't want that.
No. Can't be good.
And we found that a couple of barn owls in each barn was even more effective than cats. They would just catch any rodent that
Really?
showed up.
Wow.
So it was effective.
Do any other, to your knowledge, do any other manufacturers use owls?
I don't know one way or the other.
Huh.
I just know it's what we did and it worked.
Whose idea was that?
Crazy Carlos.
Really? It's not that crazy.
No, in a lot of ways he's
Do
not
most-
crazy at all.
Do most of them use cats?
Well, most of them have cats. I
Right.
wouldn't say they use them like officially put them in the barn to hunt for mice.
Right.
But you know, barn cats are a common thing.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. Moose, another question for you.
I might have an answer.
What would you drink with this cigar?
Well, I would. It's called the Patriot,
Okay.
and it comes in at 7.2%, and it's made by Artillery Brewing in Westchester.
Okay.
I
Nice.
thought I would drink that. And
Liquor.
liquor, I would pair up. It's called Tommy Boy. It's a bourbon made by Social Still. No. Yeah, Social Still.
Not by Callahan Auto.
Nah, not by
Dude,
Callahan.
I had a guy come into Quakertown with actually no, it was here in Horsham last week. Guy was wearing a Callahan Tires t-shirt. I'm like, it's a great shirt. Callahan Tires. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
What about you, Paul? What would you drink with it?
Well, for a beer, I think you need something with a little bit of bite to it to combine with the grassy flavor of the cigar.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's an IPA, and one that I really like is Troganator from Trog.
Okay.
As far as a liquor, I think something a little on the lighter side would be a good idea. I'm thinking 1792, the regular one.
Mm-hmm.
That's only, I think, 86 proof. Easygoing, sweet, which I think would go really well with the creaminess of this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
Those are my two choices. What about you?
Yeah, I'm not as into that as you guys. I would probably just drink a Yingling lager.
There's nothing wrong with a
No,
Yingling
I think
lager.
it would complement this cigar
Actually, you're
with
absolutely
the
right.
with the cocoa-ness of the. I'm getting a little cocoa from this, not a lot, a little.
Like dry cocoa,
Yeah.
like cocoa powder,
Right, as opposed to, right, exactly.
not like hot cocoa.
Right. And actually, well, I think I had a stout the other day. I was at McCool's over in Quakertown, and they have this stout. I forget what they called it, but it was 13.8% alcohol.
That's pretty serious stuff.
But they give it to you in like a brandy glass, a small brandy glass, because you can't drink a lot of it. And it's 13.8%, but it was really dark and thick.
Sounds great.
It was delicious, and I took a sip of it, and I told Wendy, I'm like, you know what, that's going down way too easy. So I had to back off on it, but it was really, really good.
It was going down way too easy, so you backed off and picked up the shot glass.
Yeah, yeah, I should have.
So what liquor would you drink with it?
Because it's so smooth, I probably drink Gentleman Jack.
I know it.
Seriously, it's incredibly smooth.
I'm not.
Although Elijah Craig is really smooth
I knew
too.
that was your answer. I wasn't making fun of you because
I know.
You know I like that too.
Right. Although the Elijah Craig is really smooth too,
Yeah.
but it's also it has more proof. It's a higher proof.
So you're probably going to. Maybe I said this last week, but I got a bottle of Buffalo Trace.
Yeah, yeah.
Really good.
It is good. I love Buffalo
That would go
Trace.
just about with any cigar.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You know where I had
And the
it?
best part about it was free.
No, that's the best part.
A free bottle of Buffalo Trace.
I got it for my birthday.
Oh, nice.
My son-in-law gave it to me.
Last year I got a bottle for free on my birthday. Jack Daniel's Bonded. That was
Nice.
so, that was so good. It's good
But
stuff.
Gentleman Jack is the smoothest of them.
Oh yeah, it's incredibly smooth. There's no burn. There's no nothing. It's got a great taste to it.
Mhm.
Incredibly
They
smooth.
came out with a new Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
It's the 100th anniversary.
Oh.
He would have been 100.
Oh really?
It's the 100th anniversary edition of the Frank Sinatra.
Select. Yeah.
So I've heard nothing but rave reviews about it, but I saw the price of it. I probably never have it.
Yeah.
Unless somebody buys the bottle for me.
What's the price?
For a fifth, it was like $200 some.
Yeah.
You know, that's not
Well, in bourbon world,
yes.
there's a lot of stuff at that
Yeah.
price point these
And
days.
you had to go on their website and register, and as they were bottling it up, you would get put on the list, and they would send it out. They weren't selling it in State Street or anything like
Really?
that. That's what I read.
It used to be so easy to just walk into a store and buy a good bottle of bourbon and not wreck the bank.
Yeah.
And it's almost impossible.
Well-
There are cheap bourbons,
Yeah.
but most of them aren't very good.
There's a reason why they're cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I like buying the smaller bottles,
So you can try more.
so you can try more of them, and you don't break the bank.
Right.
Like I bought that Elijah Craig. It was $27
And when you
for
say
the smaller bottles.
The pint quart?
pint,
Well, it's not a fifth. What's the next one down?
pints.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
bottle's only about that big.
yeah,
Yeah, they're pints. Yeah.
yeah. But it was still $27.
Well, the actual size may not be a pint, maybe different, but that's what everybody.
That's what they call
That's
it.
what everybody. That's what in the old days it was a pint, so they just called pint bottles.
so you get to try more of them. I can buy like 3 or 4 of them at a time, and try different ones and find out which one I like the best.
The only problem I have is the state stores normally don't carry the whole line.
A big,
of it.
big selection.
A big
of them.
selection of the pints, so you
Yeah.
kind of pigeonholed into what you can get.
It depends on which one you go to. Like the one I went to where I got the Elijah Craig, it was a small liquor store. And I saw that, and I'm like, all right, $27, I'll buy it.
But if you go into a financially depressed neighborhood and find a liquor store there,
Yeah.
they're going to have a lot of pint bottles.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to get your drink on, you ain't got a lot of money.
So next time you're going down to Temple,
Yeah.
you
Yeah, I'm not
can
getting
stop
out of
off at a
First of
liquor
all,
store.
Hell,
first of
you
all-
can stop at King of Prussia and do that.
First of all,
Ain't nobody got money there now.
when I go down to Temple, I don't get out of the car until I get to Temple. It's not safe. So. Now, when I go to Drexel, it's a little more safe.
It's a different animal.
It's a different, yeah. Even though it's
Even that's Delaware County though, isn't it?
no, you're thinking of Widener.
Oh, okay, all right.
I think Widener's in Chester County. No,
Like
no, Drexel's right on 36th Street. Yeah,
Okay.
so
My bad.
You know what, they have a Wawa there.
Have
And
you closed yet?
no. It's you can't pick anything off the shelf. You have to order it and then go get it.
You order it off a kiosk.
You have to order it on the kiosk so they can't steal anything. Yeah.
That's smart.
The more
We should do that.
you know what, the more I think about it, that's not a bad idea.
Person I know wouldn't abide by that.
Yeah, one person I know. But we were talking about this.
Yes.
Where you put everything you have on
Behind-
display.
Right.
And then people tell you
Just
what they want.
one of whatever you have. So you have all the Romeos, you have all the, My Fathers, you have all the whatever. Just one cigar of each, and then they pick it. I'll have like 3 of those or 4 of those, and then you go get it. I kind of like that idea.
Except people,
No
people
shrinkage.
like to browse, but they can browse
They
that
can browse
display.
that display, right? Exactly. I kind of like that idea. And there's one, like I said, that store in Manioc is like that.
And most of the stores
Anyhow.
in England are like that.
In Canada too. But Canada, you have to look through a book.
Yeah.
They got a picture of it. I'm like, "Ooh, okay, that picture looks good. It's not going to look like anything like it is when you get it.
And
You know,
in,
like in-
and
you
in
know.
England, they don't have a display. You just go in and say, I want 3 Romeos. And they'll bring out a box. And you look at the date on the box and decide if you want it or not.
Really?
And if you want a more aged cigar, they'll bring out an older box.
Huh. Interesting. Huh. Anyway. But I kind of like that idea.
Well, maybe you want to propose it and watch it get shot down in about
Yeah,
30
30
seconds.
seconds.
At the next board meeting, we should bring that up.
You mean the meeting where we're all bored?
No, the meeting.
Isn't that a board meeting?
Yeah, I like the idea. Put everything behind us, get no shrinkage, no one can steal anything. Customers.
Not even the employees.
Customers I'm talking. So, I think that'd be a great idea. And it'd be cool interesting because as many cigars as we have, I mean, all the cigars, it would have to be a pretty big thing. The one in Manioc, there's not that many cigars. They don't have that a huge
They don't have
selection.
we would have a big
We would have
display.
a huge selection of stuff.
We'd have to expand the unit we have now.
Yeah.
2 full booths.
Well, we have 5 cabinets. You
Mhm.
could display a lot of stuff in those.
Yeah, because you're only putting one cigar out of each.
Right.
Yeah. I kind of like it. All right. Louis, let's get your final thoughts.
I haven't smoking up yet.
What?
Talking too much.
As you guys were saying earlier about the pepper, as I got down further, I got a little more pepper than when it started out.
Right.
But that's since it backed off a little bit. I still get the barnyard and the hay.
Mm-hmm.
I do get the creaminess too. Almost the vanilla flavor.
Yeah.
Bit of vanilla. But I didn't. You were talking about chocolate earlier.
Right.
I didn't get any of that.
No?
At all. And I didn't get that vanilla until now.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great smoke, great ash, great smoke, frequency.
No,
You can tell me Mr. Ringo over there.
yeah.
Mr. Ringo?
And now he has a new nickname.
Well, it's better than the old one.
It's better than dipshit.
That wasn't the old one.
You mean cerebral palsy?
Yes. Almost anything would be better.
Yeah.
Hey, schmuck would be better than that.
I give it a solid 9.
Okay. Well,
I am not typically a fan of really mild cigars.
mhm.
I would say this is maybe a mild plus a little.
Yes, absolutely.
incredibly smooth. I get the vanilla and the cream. The tiny hint of pepper hasn't gone away yet for me. It's very mellow.
Mhm.
That's the way I would describe it. It's got lots of flavor, but none of it bites and none of it jumps out and hits you in the head. It's just sort
If
of
you're
there.
going to sit down and have more than one, this would be the cigar. I smoke more than one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Construction is impeccable.
Yeah,
Smoke
absolutely.
production is wonderful. The smoke rings come out good, which is an important judgment.
Especially at
You
this
know,
table.
you know what? But you know what's funny is this whole blow.
He'll blow the smoke and you just stop and go.
No, yeah. Besides that, he'll blow the smoke rings back here all day long. But when we go out and sit out front, he can't do it.
The
You know
airflow is different.
The airflow's different. Yeah,
It's
that makes
crazy.
a difference. Well, that it's not as much fun as doing it on there. Watching you.
I disavow any knowledge of that. I give it a 9.25. I really like it for a mild cigar. I really like it.
Yeah. I'm still getting the barnyard, the grassy taste. I'm getting the vanilla through the mouthfeel, but through the retrohale, that's where I'm getting the cocoa and the pepper.
Yes.
I'm not getting. Wow, I think it's staying there. It looks like the moon.
Don't breathe.
Yeah, I'm getting the pepper through the retrohale and the cocoa
And the cocoa.
through the retrohale. Yeah, which is really nice.
I really like it when the retrohale is distinctly different
Right.
than the regular draw.
Right. Exactly.
It just makes it more interesting.
Yeah, it makes the cigar more complex.
Mhm.
I think. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you with the 925. I think it's a really good cigar, and these aren't that expensive. What? I forget. You told me.
80 change.
$9.50 for the Toro.
$9.50 for the Toro, so it's less than $10. So it's pretty good.
That's, in today's world, that's a deal.
Exactly. Exactly. So.
Especially for a high-end cigar like a My Father.
Mhm. Do we have any events coming up? This?
We have November 2nd in our Sarasota store. Ricky Rodriguez will be there.
So if you're going to
Wearing
Sarasota,
his hip waders.
He's going by boat.
pontoon. So nothing? Any movie nights or anything?
Yep, there is one. I don't remember the exact date. It's the last Friday of the month in Oxford Valley, and they're showing Christine.
Oh, cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Man, it's been a long time since I've seen that movie, man.
Yeah, really.
And I thought maybe we'd do something different today, have a musical interlude to take us out.
Yeah. I have one thing to say. The Mets suck.
I got one thing to say, but I can't say it live on the air.
The Mets suck.
Well, apparently not.
No, the Phillies in that particular case suck more.
I don't care what you say. The Mets suck. You
I'm
know
not-
why?
I'm not
Because they're the
disputing it.
Mets.
Well, that settles that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It
So-
sucks.
So basically what has to happen next year is the Phillies can't win the division. They have to go through the wild card
Yeah,
process. So
basically.
they keep frickin' playing.
Or at least win the division and not get the bye. So, have the worst of the three divisions. So anyway. Alright, well, thank you, thanks for watching, and I guess we'll see you next week.
Smoke them if you got them.
Ciao for now, everybody.
Smoke often and smoke happy.